Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. SOY Bankman-Fried has been found guilty by the jury on all 7 charges. The government has fast-tracked all of this in about 1 year. Justice has moved very quick because he embarrassed them. But I want to give you something special, friends. I'm going to give you a beat that you have not heard before because we are going to absolutely crank it.
A kiss, a cry, our rights, our wrongs.
Ooh, you're going to have a lot of fun in jail. It's a wild ride, isn't it, friends? There is a love triangle going on. We have a lot of things to go through. Crypto is changing. Crypto is morphing. We are closing the chapter. SOY Bankman-Fried probably going to jail. A lot of people say 100 years. Other people say 15 years. We don't know. But I can tell you something we're going to have some fun with. Martin Shkreli was reportedly seen crossing his legs and clapping as he acknowledged his capture of Tiffany Fong for courtship. Oh my gosh. Was there a love triangle going on? You see, this is what happens when there are no green candles. Before the green candles, this is the only thing we could look at. Love triangle alert. It's interesting what goes on. Isn't it weird how these stories occur? Like, how did it happen? And how come we all know about it? It just enters a sphere. It's wild, right? But you know what else is wild? Not our portfolios, because we need more green candles to appear. Bitcoin around $34,000 to $35,000. We still need it to pump. I want to remind you, when do we get concerned? We get concerned when there are too many green monthly candles in a row. We had green Timber, green Tober, and now we're in November. A lot of people are expecting green November. You know, it would be kind of cool if we reset because it buys us more time. But there is the looming corrupt SEC approval of the Roca Negra ETF because we all know it will be approved. How is it going to play out from here? A lot of people in Bitcoin and Ethereum land think they're going to get a free punt on all the altcoins. I don't think so, buddy. Have you spoken to anybody out there? I know you have, friends. That's why you like, subscribe, belly button, all. I appreciate every single one of you. I speak to people. No one's coming in for Bitcoin and Ethereum. Everyone's wrecked. No one's coming in to get excited with their $8,000. Like, wow, maybe I'll get a 3.5x. Wow. A third goes to the freaking government anyway. And by the time you even make your money, there's been another 20% inflation in 2 years, if we even get it. So what do? Well, you know what we do. We have to try harder. We like it hard. Family-friendly show. We put in more effort. We find out where the network effects are. Bug Eater DeFi, Chainlink, Real DeFi, PulseChain, PulseX, and Hex. So many things to uncover in the land of friendship. There was also other more important breaking news. Greg the Duck, he has updated. Well, firstly, we don't even know if a Greg is a he. All right? He's an inanimate duck. He updated the go.hex.com website. You see, look, it's a new tickety-tockety display here. It's in support of decentralization. So it now points to multiple options. You see here, you can now go to, you can press this button or this, and it will give you the GoHex staking front end on different locations. I want to remind you, Hex is real DeFi. And if you click on any of the box links, you can find other hosted places. PulseChain is also real DeFi. So is PulseX. The community now carries the torch. So the flame has been passed on to the community. Decentralization. Let me tell you something. When Greg the Duck may or may not have had involvement with the release of Hex, it was very forward-looking. It was conceptualized in 2019 because Greg believed that humans want yield. And guess what? He was right. He wasn't just a little right. He was very right. And now he's in the world of PulseChain, PulseX, real DeFi, decentralization. These things are super key and super important. We take them for granted here in crypto, but the government is going to come in and clamp down on these issues. But now Greg is now taking a stance. He's saying, no, now I pass the torch Everyone runs their own front ends. There are a lot of front ends, by the way. You can go to gopulse.com. You can go to app.icosa.pro, which we were using. Remember when GoHex didn't work for PulseChain? So it's kind of incentivized everybody during that downtime to look at different methods where you can stake your hex. There's also this beautiful website, apphex.win. So that's fantastic as well. It also shows the PulseChain user data. So this is the website right here. You can go to PulseChain charts. It's actually beautiful that it shows you the daily data, friends. You can click on the top left as well. You go to PulseChain charts. This is fantastic. This is what we want to see. You scroll down, see these daily active wallets? Yeah, it's around 14,000. Remember from Metcalfe's law, if we can 10x this from 14,000 up to 140,000 daily active users, we will get friendship and kindness, roughly approximate 100x price increase, and that'll be fantastic, wouldn't it? Of course it would. That's what we're all here for. There are some comments as well from everybody out here. So, Mr. Mex21, where are my staked coins? They're still there, Habib. They are still there. It is all on chain. The website is just a front end. It's just to look. It's not the real thing. It's like looking at a telescope. It's not the real thing. You watch, you know. It's like you grab binoculars and you're just watching a movie from 100 meters away. You know, you're not actually watching the movie. You're not there. You're not influencing the movie. You're just looking at it. Okay, so that's the most important part when it comes to this. And I think it's really important to think about the community because I used to have a bullet in TOMO Chain, T-O-M-O. Tomo means friend in Japanese. That's why I got it. Yes, friends, I'm not joking. That's the real reason why I got it. Somebody told me Tomo means friend in Japanese. I put a bullet in it, and that's what happens. Well, you know what else happens? Red candles. This is just the way. This is just the way that we have to deal with, friends. You know, when it comes to these markets, you really do need to understand the fundamentals. You know, it's the people in the network. We have a loud megaphone. Where are the Tomo maxis? You probably didn't even know. Most people don't even know what this coin is. They don't even know this coin exists. And it's TOMO Chain. You know, it's really tough to make it out there. You need a megaphone. You don't even need the best product. You just need a loud product. Unless you want to learn the hard way. See, this gets bonked by red candles, but no one's coming to save it. No one's going to rescue this at all. Got to remind you as well. So, Solana recently took charge in the mainstream crypto sphere, and good, because that means everybody's trapped in it already. I want to remind you, how can you tell that PulseChain is deep value contrarian more than Solana? How can you tell that? Well, it's very obvious, okay? For example, Bankless, Ethereum maxis, they made 6 episodes on Solana. They feel confident to tongue punch it in the behind. In contrast, there would be blood-boiling rage if they merely tweeted support for Richard Hart fighting for the crypto industry. This is what I identified as the SOY zone. The SOY zone is just a 60% retrace. Friends, look, I'm telling you right now, you remember what it was like at Solana $8. Every VC was humiliated. Now, the difference between VCs and you and me is you and me, we feel like trash at the bottom too, but we don't make company policy which says we must exit at this no matter what, otherwise everybody's fired and going to jail. All right, we don't have that. If the candles go up, we're like, do I really want to exit? This could go to $2,000. You know, that's how humans get trapped. That's how we get trapped. But VCs, they have no room for error. When it goes up, it's like, hey, remember the company policy? We want to get our 1% Christmas bonus. Let's cross our legs and cross our arms and like enjoy our rounded elbows. That's the kind of things I've been talking about while they drink tea. I don't like them, I don't like them, friends. VCs are not your friends. VCs dump on a 2x and then they go brag about it around the water cooler. The SOY zone must be warned and watched. I also find it very fascinating because this box is where to sell, friends. It technically means if you're long, this is a buy zone, and we are deep in the buy zone. What's interesting is there's still people who they misinterpret everything. They're like, oh, you don't like it. Hello, Habib. What price is it? Is it $160 yet? No? Okay, it's $40. Yeah, you can still get long. And it's okay. But 40 like 120 is about 3x. I want more than a triple from here, right? And you could have bought it lower, of course, but you could have bought absolutely anything at the bottom of the bear market. Solana is still better than like most other big other coins out there, but when you got real DeFi options and real contrarian play, shouldn't even be wasting your time with this VC fest. I also found it fascinating and interesting that you are my friend with straight posture, and I made this poll. I think it was very cool. In the bull market, what do you want to take profits into? Very good question. And I wanted to ask the crowd. And I saw this poll and I was like, oh, I know exactly what not to do now. I'm not going to cash out in stablecoins at all. Look at you guys. We all want to cash out into stablecoins. Now, friends, I just want to remind you, firstly, of course, yes, straight posture, fluffy elbows, fluffy slippers. Make sure you remember this what I'm about to tell you. Whenever you think of the right answer, you got to go check what the crowd thinks, because then you realize you might be on the same side as everyone. I wanted to do stablecoins too, until I saw all of us are like, wait a minute, all of us want to do stablecoins? Okay, maybe the answer is not going to be stablecoins. Maybe it's going to be something else. Now, I know it's outside of your expectations. Why? Because in 2021, let's go back to 2021. This is super important. 2021 is where everybody saw that Bitcoin and alts went up together and down together. But in the previous cycle before that, which is actually the follow-up from the Mt. Gox Ponzi cycle, this is actually the fractal we've been working on, Bitcoin went up, Ethereum overperformed until June, July, and then Bitcoin took over. So this first part was altcoin. So this first one, Bitcoin, and then altcoins, and then Bitcoin, and then altcoins like that. It was two waves. That's why I actually kind of screwed everybody, because those two waves was anchored in everybody's mind. So everybody thought we were going to get two waves, but it was actually just one, you see? But now, guess what? We've now cornered the market and we can see everybody actually, you got your pants off, buddy. Zip it up. This is a family-friendly show. Everybody expects a repeat of 2021. What does that mean? Well, everybody now expects Bitcoin and alts to go up, Bitcoin and alts to go down. Nobody expects where maybe Bitcoin up, alts, and then everyone thinks it's over, and then maybe Bitcoin goes up again. See, I don't know the exact pattern, but something's going to happen here. Something where it's not going to work out the way we expect. There might be some difficult rotations around Ethereum and PulseChain and everything else, you know, like altcoins moving around. That's the thing. We're just never going to know. But you don't have to be stressed, because there's a simple answer, right? There's a simple answer. You just do half and half. You can do like 50% or 66%, you know, is Bitcoin and Ethereum. And then the other part is just stablecoins, and that's it. If the ratio drops hard on coins, guess what? You got free ammo to deploy from Bitcoin. If the USD drops hard, guess what? You've got USD to deploy as well. So you win both ways. But it is something interesting. No one wants to take profit in Bitcoin. No one. I don't know if this is, I want to refresh as well. I don't know if this is like just people on Twitter in our sphere, but man, friends, we're looking for edgy. I'm just telling you, wouldn't it be something if, man, it'd be just wild if ETH BTC, so you're probably wondering, how does this actually work? How could this actually play out in a scenario like this? Well, I'll tell you how. It would be kind of exactly what I was guessing, where Bitcoin and alts and Ethereum go up, but then at the break here, okay, when Bitcoin is 60, 70, 80K, my theory from here, right, can change, 70% chance, my theory was every retailer, they're not going to actually buy Bitcoin at all. But what they're going to do is they're going to reflect their prediction of 100K Bitcoin. They're going to reflect that by buying altcoins. So instead of like, let's say Bitcoin's 80K, they're like, well, let's say it's 75 to be round number, right here. They go, well, Bitcoin's going to go to 100, 150. I'm too late now. Let me just go buy alts. And that's my like play. So when Bitcoin gets to 150K or 100K, I'm going to sell my altcoins. That's what they're thinking. Now, they might be in for a rude awakening, because maybe it doesn't even hit 100K, right? Naughty, naughty. And this also might be reflected in the ETH BTC ratio, because the ETH BTC ratio, of course, it's getting pooped down. But guess what, friends? It goes up and down, right? And down is the opposite of up. And it happens in the fourth quarter, right before the Bitcoin halving. Wouldn't it be something if ETH BTC goes up like here and everyone thinks, oh, the flipping's coming, and then something happens there? You know, you think, oh, that's not that much of a move. It's quite a move, man. It could be like, if you get like ETH BTC 0.15 or 14, like next to a flipping, and then it comes back down 40%. Ouch, that's a big move. That's a big move. That could be Ethereum goes to 8K and then drops to 4,800 while Bitcoin is at the same price. Whoa, that's a big move, especially for a blue chip, right? So that's one way this thing plays out. It's possible, okay? You also have, okay, you're probably wondering, like, how could we get this ratio? Well, this is a big number, man. Like, if Bitcoin's 80K, then this would be an 11,200 Ethereum up here to get this ratio, right? Whoa, 11,200, we're going to flip. And then that might actually be the poopy zone. That's one possible scenario. And in this scenario, friends, you have ETH BTC rallying, all the alts and everything else has rallied hard. Remember, no one's going to take profit into Bitcoin. Everyone's going to say, well, Bitcoin just sucks. That might be one of the things to take out. But, I mean, it's really hard because, you know, when euphoria is here, it's super, like, can you imagine a scenario where Bitcoin goes up and does another 50%, but nothing else moves? This happened in 2017, but the amount of money required to push Bitcoin up that much, and for altcoins not to move, well, there's all the real DeFi, DEXs, and liquidity and correlations. It's hard for me to imagine. But you know what? The scenario is a scenario. We're going to take profit to all of them because it's too mumbled and jumbled. And of course, you know, this is just a cherry on top because at the end of the day, the most important part is that we actually make it here. Like, you know, where do we want to take profits into? You know, we're jumping the gun a bit. Okay, so it is a very interesting poll though. You know, I want to know what you think. What do you reckon, friends? Like, looking at this, like, we got to look at each other and go, wait a minute. We all want to do stable coins. Every single one. Like, we're not silly. We learned. We learned from the past cycle. We're like, well, when the market goes down, everything goes down. Everybody sells everything. There is no safety. There is no blue chip. There is no bear market hedge. There is absolutely nothing. There are 30,000 coins that went down. BNB held up. Matic did okay. Now it's trash. Right, so yeah, congratulations on like the 3 coins that did well, that held up, but the other like 27,555 did not at all. So yes, but it's wild, right? All of us want those stable coins. I wonder how we're going to think about this in the future because Ethereum has burning and the yield, and still none of us want to take profit into it. Think about that. So the whole, oh, you earn yield and it's being burned. We know too much now. We've been hurt too much. There's too much PTSD. There's nothing you can do to ease the pain. But I do have something for you, friends.
Won't stop to surrender.
We will not surrender. We're gonna make it. Euphoria will come. We are still grinding along the way. We still have to capitulate so many bears. There's so many bears. But trust me, one by one, they're going to fall. And when they all have their pants off, we're going to take a photo of their small willies. Make sure you like, subscribe, belly button all. I love every single one of you. Don't forget to tell mum and dad you love them too. Catch you soon.